Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
My name is Matthew Inman, and I run the Oatmeal. My site is almost a year old. It'll be a year old in a couple weeks, and it gets just under almost 5 million unique visitors a month. So today I'm going to give you guys some examples. I'm going to run through all the stuff that I've created, a bunch of it, and talk about why, and hopefully inspire you. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll pick a topic that we've all got a gripe with. In this case, printers. Printers are kind of like the autistic stepchild of the computer. Like, they're the same, and they're just as crappy as they were in 1995. So I'll find that common gripe, and I'll write about it. Other times, I'll pick things that everyone can relate to. In this case, how many 5-year-olds could you take in a fight? And I'll make a quiz about it, because when you hear this question, the first thing you think is, how many could I take? I mean, you may think that's sick and weird, but at the same time, how many could I take? Anybody who's ever had a cat, you may have suspected that's plotting to kill you. So I'll pick things that I think cat lovers think about, in which I used to have cats, and we used to think about that they're actually out to get you. So this seems to do really well. So pick things that everyone can relate to. How long could you survive chained to a bunk bed with a velociraptor? What was awesome about this was an SEO play, and this got my website ranking. So if you Googled bunk beds, this showed up first, and we turned it into a store. So we sold bunk beds courtesy of a dinosaur, and our whole business was built on it. I used to be a web designer, and this was one of my favorite comics because I suffered as a web designer, dealing with clients, dealing with that nightmare hole that you get sucked into. So I felt like a lot of people shared my suffering, so I decided to make a comic about it. Again, picking that one gripe, that thing that resonates with people. I used to own an online dating website, and I created a fake dating site to market it called Zombie Harmony. And what was funny was, for a while, if you Googled certain dating-related keywords, this showed up before eHarmony, before Match. It was actually outranking them. So a fake dating site, it shows you the power of viral marketing. It's really cool right now what you can do. Again, finding that common gripe. You know, I've been working with computers for my entire life, basically, well, since I was about 13. And, you know, people still like, my family still likes to ask me to fix the printer, you know. So again, finding that common thread that everyone can relate to. Another one, Facebook. We've all been there. We've all had the guy who, like, you get drunk and you throw up on a hooker or something, and he takes a picture of it and puts it on Facebook, and your boss sees it. Similar deal. Finding something that everyone can relate to and letting the whole world see it. And I'm not a grammar guy, but when someone misspells words like loose and lose or there and they get it mixed up, it's like taking a samurai sword and cutting their IQ in half. And I feel like a lot of people share that with me, even if you're not a grammar person. So I made a comic called 10 Words You Need to Stop Misspelling. And again, you know, if you've ever called tech support, you know what a nightmare that can be. So I created this illustrated guide to that. And this one did really, really well. It's one of my favorites, too. So, I actually did not know how to use a semicolon until I wrote this guide, and I felt like a lot of people were the same way. It was this kind of fearful form of punctuation, because if you use a semicolon and you don't know how to use it, you don't look like you made a mistake. You look like you tried to look smart and ended up looking stupid. So I made a guide about how to use it. So find something that is not being articulated and go for it. An ex-girlfriend made me read Twilight. I hated it, so I wrote a formula of how Twilight works. So pick something that you can react against that everybody hates but is popular for no reason, and then you know, make fun of it. It works really, really well. This is from an infographic I made, where what I'll do is I'll take something that everybody's involved with, or most of us. We drink coffee, but we don't know what's in coffee. We don't know what's in espresso. And you visually break it down. So in this case, I took it and I did by layer what's in most espresso, because me included didn't know. If you want to get attention to a website, make something disgusting. So I made a website called womenwithmustaches.com, which is exactly what you're looking at. It's pictures of women with mustaches. It's nasty. And I got a lot of grief from it because I was being unfair to women, and that's mean, and you're picking on them. So I made this, Marvelous Man Boobs, which was the answer to that. What was frustrating was these two sites were getting more traffic than the Oatmeal for a while. I was like, you guys would rather look at that than my comics? It's really aggravating. Titling is important. If you make things like this, little viral attractions, this title, for example, 6 Reasons Bacon is Better Than True Love, the title itself is kind of funny. So it's engaging, and when you see it, you know, I want to read that. I can get through it in a couple minutes. It's not going to be a lengthy article. So learn to write things that kind of grab people. This is from Types of Crappy Hugs. I'm a terrible hugger, and I've received some horrible hugs. So I made a comic about. There's a ton more on the website, too. But again, articulating what people aren't saying, but it's on everybody's minds. And this one was one of my originals. It's one of my favorites. And lastly, I like to educate people. I put my comics in an educational format. So this is true. This is totally true. 30 minutes. unbelievable. When I die and come back, I want to be a pig. So, thank you. My name is Matthew Inman, and my website's The Oatmeal. So, thanks a lot.